we got to set up a show, and it was kind of professional, but they booked it across the street from a hardcore festival.
Nice. That's perfect right there.
Yeah, so we were a hardcore band, and we had 0 people in audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 bored bartenders that were like yawning when we played, and I played like classic rock riffs on top of our songs because it was.
You try to impress someone.
Welcome to the 154th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures from the Mathcore adjacent communities. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, do all the things social. Every little bit helps. And feel free to join us every Sunday and Wednesday for the live cast. We can interact with the guests or just hang out in the chat. You can also subscribe to this channel for just $5 to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube, as well as get access to some exclusive emotes. You can also subscribe for free by attaching Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today who dropped their new EP. Have we even tried this? Hold on. There's no way I'm gonna get this right. I'll let them tell you the name of the EP, but they dropped it back in May. Welcome in Godmother. How's it going, guys?
Thanks.
How are you?
Doing all right, man. So what's the name of the EP again?
Obeveklig.
Alrighty. You know what? I know I was getting it before we did this, but I can't do it now. But why don't you tell us who you are, what you do in the band?
My name is Max. I play guitar.
And my name is Daniel, and I play bass guitar.
Alrighty. So I actually didn't realize you guys had been around for as long as y'all had before I started doing y'all. Your first release, Imitation, was back in April of 2013. I assume you guys were working on that for a while before it came out, so you must be coming up on like your 10-year history or 10-year anniversary at this point.
Yeah, we started 2nd of December 2012, and we released the first 2 releases pretty fast after that.
All right, so you're like just 6 months away from your.
Yeah.
Congrats! Like that's a long time.
Yeah, thank you.
Together. So how did y'all come together?
Me and Michael, the drummer, started the band. He and our first guitar player, Jonathan. Me and Jonathan met each other at school, and Jonathan and Michael know each other since before. They had bands before, and I met Michael, and I didn't play death metal and grindcore or whatever style before, but I was intrigued. And he wrote on Facebook, like, I want to start this kind of band, and I said, I want to join. And then we started it, basically.
Nice.
I wanted the challenge, playing fast.
Right. So you weren't even like into this kind of music then?
I started to get into like bands, like Jonathan showed me bands as Converge and Botch, Dillinger. And Gaza, Cult Leader, stuff like that.
So he converted you then?
Yeah, Nasum, the grindcore band from Sweden, maybe. I was very blown away about it.
So Max, how did you get in the picture?
I joined. What was it? 2015.
Yeah, early.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me and Daniel, we've known each other since the school, because we
we played in each, like a stoner band each,
Yeah, we
Nice.
played stoner rock in 2 suburban outskirts of Stockholm, and my band played in his area, and we connected, and then you have your uncanny red hair on live shows. So I always spotted you when going to shows after that, so we became friends. And then you asked me to join the band, back in 2015.
Yeah, Max played in this super cool, mathy crust band called Horse at the time.
Whores or horse?
Like
Horse.
Horse. Okay, like the throat. Yeah. Okay. There's bands like with all those names on it. I just wanted to clarify what it was. So is this was this a band that was started back in high school for you guys then, or it seems like you guys had known each other for a long time?
You means Godmother or our bands
Godmother
before? Godmother. I mean, I was 22.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we're pretty late, yeah. After high school.
Okay, but you guys had known each other since like school then.
Not really, actually. Like,
okay.
I mean, we're at. I met the first guitar player in Godmother at college.
Oh, okay.
Or a Swedish college, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's only us that we've known each other longer, but the founding members, you met each other.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So has it been like the same lineup then since 2015, or have y'all had other changes?
no, the same lineup.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
it's kind of weird that we actually had a different lineup at this time, because it feels like it's been a very long time. You know,
Well, I was just about to bring
we
it
spent
up.
so much time together, this group
Yeah.
of 4 people.
Right. Well, I was also gonna bring up. It's been 5 years since your last release. So what have you been doing in 5 years?
Yeah, we recorded the EP fairly quickly after our LP, and then we basically toured a lot. Like we were on the label like Party Smasher, and we got a lot of, to us at least, we got a lot of attention with the full length. So we just said yes to basically every show, and that made us. And we recorded the EP, but we prioritized playing live because. And then we were about to release it, but it took with the label, you always need like half a year to prepare, get some motion. And then the pandemic basically struck, which just stopped everything, and it just added 2 years to the timeline. And when we sort of discussed what we should do, but then we just decided let's just do it ourselves and just release it basically.
Yeah.
So
I do remember when you dropped your last full length like through Party Smasher. That was when I became like aware of you guys. So you just decided to do this one on your own then? Like no other? You didn't want to go through another label then, or?
Like we tried. Party Smasher had like it's such a small label, so but we tried to like get in contact with other labels, and Party Smasher helped us try and do that. But and I think if the pandemic wouldn't have hit, maybe we would have gone to a bigger label. But then like people just like everything stopped basically. So,
gotcha.
And that just made us reset the thinking entirely, and we realized if we are gonna try and put it on a label, it's gonna be 6 years and not 5 years. Then we just fuck it, let's just release it basically.
I mean, we have also written a lot of songs. Meanwhile, so we felt like we might have another record to put from a label or.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna mention that like even if you had dropped the EP like what in like 2019 or something like that, that'd have been 2 years after your album. So you must have like multiple albums written at this point, then, right? Like within 5 years.
At least one.
Yeah.
But we need deadlines, I feel, because we tend to.
I mean, also about the thing with at the time. I mean, the pandemic, and 2 of us had kids now as well. So we need to plan ahead.
We took a well-deserved break sort of as well. So we were sort of we focused on other things as well. So but we did we spent quite a lot of time writing songs as well.
It never stops, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So are y'all planning on dropping like an album next year then or something, or is that something you can't talk about yet?
That's I guess the plan, but you know, you never know when. I think we will finish an album next year at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So probably in like 2024 then or something like that, I would imagine. Okay.
It feels awful hearing that year, but it's
Dude, it takes like a year just to get vinyl printed right now. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
that
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks
Yeah.
having to sit on all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even if when we did the last EP ourselves, we pressed our own vinyl still, and like we prioritized merch. So otherwise, it takes such a long time to do it properly.
Right.
But I would say we have at least 14 or 15 songs at this moment. So it's getting there for sure.
Well, if it's anything like this material, you know, I'm looking forward to the full length.
Yeah.
But so far in your career, you've dropped 2 full lengths, a split, and now you're back with, I guess you'd call it your 4th EP. You had one release where it was just 2 songs. I would still call it an EP. Not sure what y'all think, but
we called it a single at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how's your music evolved since your last full length?
Yeah, I guess
And it was so long ago, you probably don't even remember like what you were thinking at the time.
I would say some, especially the new full length, is going to be interesting because some of the songs feel like it's more punk than hardcore, and we haven't really allowed ourselves to go that far out before. And it might be a sign that you're getting older, that it's sort of becoming dad godmother in a sense. Like we're maturing, but and some songs just sounds like exactly like the songs we have always written, but we are sort of evolving, and I would say we are transitioning more into like straight up punk music and like,
but it's still mathcore and grindcore, and I mean, I guess we're aiming to have more of a dynamic. I think we have tried to do that on every album, like getting more and dynamic for every release, and I think it's getting more dynamic for every release. Yeah, and hopefully this next is gonna be even more. I think it is.
Yeah, we ask ourselves more and more, how would the listener appreciate what they're hearing? Are they gonna be like, what would, if I'm listening to an album myself, what would I like at this moment, and not necessarily what is most fun to do in the song. So we are trying to conceptualize more. I think.
I'd say you're doing a great job, like especially compared with like what your earlier material was like. It's night and day where y'all are at now from where you were like back. So, on your Bandcamp, you have a descriptor saying that you play aggressive, energetic, fast-paced, hardcore, seasoned with death metal and tasty sludge. What's the bad tasting sludge? Like what is not tasty sludge?
Good question.
Good question.
I think tends to be way too long.
Okay, that's a good I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah. No, yeah, when I think of sludge bands, I think of like long drawn out songs, but y'all are definitely not that. But do you think that's still a good description of your sound?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we love the Melvins, at least you and me, and Neurosis and bands like that, and still love hardcore and
and everyone in the band contributes to the songwriting, and we have different influences. So that umbrella sort of different genres really applies to us still. I would say.
Yeah. For me, so I would say your music's very sludgy. Like that's probably like the first thing I'd put y'all under. But you have a interesting mix of the mathcore like subgenres. You got like the Converge stuff going on. There's Every Time I Die influences in there. There's like Early Daughters stuff. Like I would hear riffs. I'm like, oh, that's Early Daughters. It's definitely an interesting collection of stuff. I can't really say like you sound like X band, like whatever band or whatever, because it's so like original and interesting. I really feel like with this EP, y'all have this is probably my number 1 EP for the year. We'll see what happens, as y'all are at least near the top, if not at the top right now. This
nice.
really solid stuff.
That's nice. Nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. What bands would you say are the biggest influences for you guys in particular?
like each or like as a whole? Like
Let's
for
go
the
with
band.
both. Let's go with both.
I mean, I think for the band, Cult Leader, those guys, they've been touring with those guys, and they are, I mean, a very big influence on us.
You went on tour with Cult Leader. That's fucking sick. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best experience of my life.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, like hanging out with seven of your friends for like almost 2 months. And
we started ripping those guys off,
Yeah,
like 10 years ago.
really what we do. We try to rip Cult Leader off music-wise. We steal their ideas.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, so we got Cult Leader then. What are some of the other influences?
I would say to both of us, Queens of the Stone Age has been,
a big reason why we start playing music.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we don't really sound like them at all, but like it's such a unique way of writing good songs, and it's just they have so many bangers, and we resonated with Queens of the Stone Age, still do. And I think like my guitar tone especially, I'm like really try to, that's the gold standard for me to.
Okay.
I even have bought the same like amp, like the Ampeg V2, which is sort of, if you push it, it sort of sounds the same. So
the mid-range.
You push the mids.
That's interesting. I would have never have guessed like Queens of the Stone Age. Like that's really cool. That's such a...
And then we all listen to
Nasum.
Yeah, like yes. Grindcore.
I think we call it Nasum. Is that
Nasum? Yeah,
NASUM, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, NASUM. Yeah, Nasum.
Okay, yeah, they're fucking dope. I've never heard it pronounced like that before. I like that though. Nasum.
I think themselves say Nasum.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
In Swedish, that's if you see those words, that's what you would say.
Okay, I'm gonna start pronouncing it like that. Then I was not aware. Okay.
I mean, Converge are a massive influence. Black Breath, Nails. When we started the band, like Southern Lord and Death Wish was the labels that we like kind of really were into.
Basically anything those labels would put out, you would pick up and listen to, and you know it was good. So
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. Like we were very influenced by American bands that were very influenced by Swedish bands.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Skitsystem and Entombed.
Entombed, yeah.
So how does the writing process work for you guys? Does one person mainly direct it, or do you all like kind of bring things to the table?
We all contribute. I mean, like one person comes with a bag of riffs and we put it together.
I like that, a bag of riffs. I like the terminology. That's cool.
Yeah, it's usually like 2 or 3 riffs that goes really well together that someone introduces, and then the arrangement. Sometimes you might have the full arrangement, but usually we as a group decide like where to go from there. We let each opinion, like we
listen to each other and try everything before we decide how to do with it.
It can be pretty gruesome with some ideas when it does. You can see the reactions on the other people in the band, like it's not as good as in my mind it was better. I think it's. It forces us to write better songs.
No, definitely. 4 heads are better than 1, right?
Yeah. And then lyrics and our singer, he doesn't play any instrument, but he will like he writes the majority of the lyrics, and his opinion, his reaction to what we introduce is more important than he thinks, I would say as well.
Yeah,
like
when you always look at his face when he start showing us a new song, and like that reaction is very
if he had bangs and smiles, then you know it's good. But if he like is on his cell phone looking away, then you probably need to scrap that.
Or rethink it.
So he writes the song without thinking about it, I would say.
That's fucking awesome. So at the beginning of Disney Jail, and I think you repeated also another time. There's like a maraca. Is that a maraca in that song? That's crazy.
A shaker, yeah.
That's so sick. Nobody ever does shit like that. I love the little add-ins and stuff. Yeah, how did y'all come up with adding that in?
I don't like. I don't know. I just thought that we should have it. You know, I mean, percussion is always.
I would say the next full length is gonna have even more
percussion. Yeah,
nice.
I want to have like the snake thing that.
Is a snake thing?
Know.
What?
Yeah, you know, like, what's it called?
Sounds like a rattlesnake. That you.
That's fucking sick, dude. That's awesome. I love it when bands do experimental stuff and like weird things like that. That's really.
But yeah, Disney Jail, it has shaker. It also has like a piano, but most people don't hear it. But it's
a grand piano.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. Oh wow. Okay, I need to read.
In the choruses are like one of the our drummer Michael's playing it. He plays it super fast, like ding, 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 ding. You know, like a Stooges kind of thing, but it's going way faster. Stooges.
So who helped you guys record this?
Staffan Birkedal.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend and a technician, basically. But Michael, our drummer, there's like a sound engineering school that has that studio, and it's has probably the best drum room in all of Sweden, at least.
Alrighty.
ABBA and Rammstein has done.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a superb room to do any acoustics in. So
nice.
And we get a very nice discount since they went to school there. So.
Nice. Is that how y'all do all of your albums, or is this a new way of recording for y'all?
The last two we've done there.
Okay.
I mean the EP and the Vilseled, our second album.
Yeah. And at least the drums, Vilseled with the guitars and bass in other places, but the drums have been in that big room.
Okay.
ABBA
room.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I listened to this in your last full length, also like today, just as a refresher. This sounds way better than your last album. So whatever y'all are doing for this production, y'all need to keep it up. This sounds really, really.
I think it's Max guitar.
Yeah, I switched to aluminum guitar. So
an aluminum guitar? What the heck? I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah,
why? Like, so the body's made out of aluminum?
Yeah, the entire thing basically. It has like it's a bit of plastic behind it, but
the neck is aluminum.
The neck and body is just solid aluminum.
Really? So. And that sounds good?
Sounds amazing.
I mean, I guess I listened to it on the album and it sounded good, but that's weird, huh? Well, like, what's the thought process with aluminum? I don't understand.
Fairly, like, kind of a lot of artists have aluminum today. Like Buzz Osborne has it in Melvins.
And Dwayne Dennison from Jesus Lizard.
Yeah.
Scott Kelly from Neurosis.
What? Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? It's crazy.
Yeah. Even Brent Hines from Mastodon has used to have one as well.
But I think what makes it so great is that like wood has air, like air bubbles or like air pockets, and that makes the sound gets affected by that. But if you have something completely solid, then it's gonna
reverberate like more. I get you.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the best wood you can find, basically.
That's crazy, huh?
So and also like there's no truss rod because it's just
right. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it like warping or some shit.
No.
Yeah. So and that makes the action and the how thin it can be. It's just you can push the boundaries. It's like a very expensive Ibanez performance guitar or something.
That's crazy.
But Electric Guitar Company is the company.
Oh, that's what they're called, is electric guitar.
Yeah, EGC, Electric Guitar. And they are starting to make like replacement parts for Travis Bean. So this been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
took more than a year to get it. So and
Oh,
it cost
wow,
a
okay.
fortune. But yeah, I love it. So
That's crazy, man. I need to
Yeah.
look into that. I didn't even know it was a thing. That's um. So who did the artwork for you guys? I actually forgot to bring it up here before we get started, so I'm going to bring that up there. But while I'm bringing it up, who did the artwork for you?
On the EP,
Yeah.
Sebastian, our vocalist.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So does he do all of your art then, or was it just for this?
No, he done most of it. I mean, not. I think he did this one and the split since before. He didn't like the full artwork. He done the design for all of the releases.
Yeah.
Except the first two ones, because he wasn't in the band for the first release.
Yeah, the last two full lengths are artwork by other people, and then Sebastian does the layout and he might color correct it and and he does all of our merch as well.
Okay.
And this last EP is just purely him.
So our first album is a person called Lina Forsgren, and the other album is Elin Grisenich.
Yeah.
Interesting. I really like the look of this cover. Like I don't know. I think this fits you guys really well.
I think it is meat.
I think it's cancer. Even.
Cancer. Okay.
Like human body cancer.
What?
Like a picture.
And then he has
crazy.
colored this as this candy called
like soda pop, soda
Fizzy Pop candy.
Pop, yeah.
That's
You know the
crazy.
candy? Fizzy Pop?
I'm kind of familiar, but like, so I don't understand. Then, like, he like combined it with I don't understand. What the candy? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like
He liked that color from that candy, so he kind of like recolored the cancer.
Oh, recolored it to look like candy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, like I said, it looks really good. I think it's awesome. I also really like y'all's logo too. I'm not quite sure why, but it just vibes really, really well.
Yeah, that's Sebastian as well. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
And
He's a genius.
Yeah. Well, and the logo, like it's our logo. It's hard to change at this point. And, yeah.
Well, it fits you guys perfectly. I think it's awesome, and it's very original compared to other bands. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's really, really good. I like it. What about the music video? I didn't want to play it on here because I'm pretty sure I'll get a takedown notice. But who did the music video for you guys?
What's it called? It's
Ben Levin.
Ben Levin. Yeah. He is a genius.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy.
YouTube. If you Google or Google on YouTube or search on the YouTube for Ben Levin, he has a quite popular channel where he does animations.
Okay.
And he likes our band.
And we like his band as well.
Yeah, he plays in Bent Knee, which is it's like a Boston-based avant-garde pop band. It's hard to describe them, but we like them. We've been writing to them, and they've been going to our shows when we've been in the United States. And then so we've connected, and then we just asked him, "Would you like to animate our video?" And he said yes.
Well, it looks crazy. It looks like a fever dream. Like it's just wild. The guy knows what he's doing. It's really good.
It's all him. Like we sent like a mood board or something. Like we just like things we like.
The Fizzy Pop.
Yeah, we sent the candy for it, and he like it's like he edited maybe one. Our feedback was perfect. Like he did it in one take basically. So he's amazing.
It's crazy. So what's the Swedish scene like? We don't really hear a lot from Swedish bands here in America. I did have Suffocate for Fuck's Sake on here like late last year, I think, or early last year, I think. But that's been about it that I've heard from like the Swedish scene. So what's it like over there?
I mean, it's amazing. There's a lot of great bands.
Yeah.
We used to have our release show, for an example, and I managed to bring all my friends that plays amazing music.
Yeah, so many good bands.
Uh,
And I would say there's a lot of bands, but not that many venues to play, and not that many cities to go to and play. So, but finding good bands is easy in Sweden.
You want to shout out a couple of them?
Prescription Death, Power Violence from Gävle. It's like 2 hours north of Stockholm.
Yeah.
This Gift is a Curse, play like a sludgy black metal thing.
Yeah.
For an example, like
Chow. They're great. And Axe Rash. It's an amazing punk band. And Power Face. Also amazing.
We went to a show with a band called Exorcist, GBG, like a shortage for Gothenburg, Exorcist Gothenburg. They play kind of like, the Italian horror film music from the 70s.
Okay.
Like Orange Goblin and stuff like that. Was such a great band.
What would you say the main genre is across metal bands in Sweden?
I think it's either. I think hardcore is where the scene. If you would call it a scene, then it's hardcore. But there's plenty of metal bands as well. But
like a community. I guess it's the same thing. Like everywhere, the hardcore scene is like a scene. People pick up the smaller bands and bring them up, and
it's more inclusive. If you play like metalcore or metal, it's harder for you to get shows. It's not as barely any scene.
You learn to play on a floor,
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then I guess that's you don't need all the fancy stuff to start playing, and and then everybody can play, and
you don't need pyrotechnics to put on a good show.
It doesn't hurt though. It doesn't hurt.
No, for sure.
I saw on your Bandcamp. It says you guys toured South America. What was that like?
Central America. It was actually.
Okay.
So it was. Or do you mean South Africa?
Did it say South Africa? I don't know. I saw your Bandcamp. I thought it said South America, but it could be wrong.
Yes, and Central America.
Central America and South Africa. But
That's
never
crazy.
South
Both of them are
America.
crazy. So what was the experience like hitting those places?
It was great. It was like the Central America thing was the wildest thing ever done. There was like a gated communities and stuff like that. You can hear gunshots at night, and
Damn.
Guatemala City. We went from Guatemala City to Costa Rica, San Jose. San Sebastian. By car, actually.
I wasn't in the band at that point, but I just hear whenever we're touring and something is kind of sketchy or bad, I always hear from you like, "Oh, this is nothing compared to Central America."
Wait, so what year did y'all do this in?
2014, I think. Yeah.
So what's that? Like a year of y'all being around? A year or two of y'all being around? Y'all are already in Central America?
Yeah, we just released our.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we released our first EP and single, and Michael, our drummer, we just send tons of emails to every blog he can find out, and some Spanish-speaking blog picked it up, and then some guy in Guatemala City I like this. Do you want to come and play? And we said, yeah, sure.
That's crazy. Oh, so what about South Africa? How is that? That has to be completely different from where you guys are normally at.
Yeah, our friend Robin, he actually sings in that band I named before, Prescription Death. He lives in Gävle, and we played a show there. And the day after, we went to grab some food, and he said, "Do you guys want to play in South Africa?" And we're like, yeah, of course. And he actually, like, he was the driver for a South African band here in Europe,
Okay.
like tons of years ago. And then he just gave us the contact and to a guy called Richard and Peter, two guys.
Yeah, amazing people, and they have a good hardcore scene in South Africa. Still do.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and they figured out like there's only like a handful of bands, and if we need to keep the scene alive, we need new bands. So they basically took on like one band a year or every couple of months, and set up a tour package for them. And we were lucky that they agreed on us. And it's sort of like any good tour that you would think of. It's like very professional and like decent people, and but then the culture in South Africa is way different than like they have such a
Have a lot of culture, different cultures.
yeah
Right.
It's super.
They have an oppressed history with apartheid, and you can still see the effects of that. And then they have like a modern society like any other city in the world, but
Right.
and it's like African culture mixed into that. And some cities are more modern than others, like but it's amazing to tour there, and we've been there twice. So
Oh, really? I was gonna ask if y'all had been back. That's awesome.
yeah.
Do they like mosh and stuff like that? Is that like part of their culture over there? Or well, because I know some places you're not allowed to even like mosh and stuff in some areas. So.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of normal in the bigger cities like Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Cape Town.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle, it's quite odd because it might just be a bar and people aren't really
Right.
they're
That's
used to
cool.
pop music, but they're excited that a band will come and play. So
That's so sick. That's really fucking cool. Well, what's the best show that you guys have played so far?
I think it was Terminal 5 with Dillinger Escape Plan. Like Ben Wyman asked us to open one of the shows.
That's fucking sick.
Their last 3 shows that we.
Yeah, he invited us, and it was the one with Mike Patton where they played like the Ironies of Dead Scene EP, and it was just I had such a good time, but I blacked out when I played. I can't really remember the set. But
what? I guess just excitement just like overcame you.
Yeah, like thousands of people on different floors in the Terminal 5.
Right. Yeah, I've seen the videos. Like it looks like it would have been overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Dillinger Escape Plan's fan base are super open-minded as well.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best audience to play in front of.
Yeah.
Because they open for new music. I mean, they have to if they're into Dillinger Escape Plan. It's kind of on music, But that's like super cool that we got the opportunity to do that. So.
Yeah, and we just had a good time. Like we stayed for all the shows, went sightseeing in New York, and we played St. Vitus as well. And maybe 100 people came that saw us on Terminal 5, hadn't seen us before, and they came and saw us a second time.
That's sick.
Which was just also amazing. That's it's such a memorable week, basically.
Right. That's crazy. What about the worst show you guys have played?
The worst show. we discussed that from time to time. Like, what is it? The worst show to play, or like the worst time you had? And I guess the answer becomes different based on that.
So, let's say worst show to play.
Yeah, I think to me it was probably in Malmö, I would say. And it was basically we got to set up a show, and it was kind of professional, but they booked it across the street from a hardcore festival.
Nice. That's perfect right there.
Yeah, so we were a hardcore band, and we had 0 people in audience.
Yeah.
Just 2 bored bartenders that were like yawning when we played, and I played like classic rock riffs on top of our songs because it was
You try to impress someone.
yeah. I tried to impress the 2 bartenders.
At least.
Yeah, I played so intentionally bad because there was no one there, and that's, to me, that was. And the promoter was really nice, but it was such an unlucky thing to book. So to me, I didn't play good at all, and I didn't have a good time. We got a case of beer that we left with, at least.
There you go. There you go. Daniel, is that yours as well, or did you have another?
I mean, often when I feel like I have a really bad show, if like my equipment starts to fail, that makes me like super frustrated, and then I don't have fun. So I mean that's a couple of shows. I had like we did a small tour in Finland, and the first show, the strap button that holds up the bass, the screw split in half on the first show. Like
Nice.
in the first song.
Jesus Christ. The first song, too.
What do you do? I mean, like the whole tour is basically fucked. I mean, I bought some new, strap button. I had to drill the screw like besides the old one because it's in half.
Yeah,
That's
and you were
crazy.
crouching the entire. It happened in the middle of a show, and like you were crouching the entire time, and I was like, "What are you doing? Stop goofing around."
I mean, and I couldn't shake off my bad mood for the whole tour, basically.
Yeah.
So,
and it was like classic,
kind of silly, but
it was classic Finland. It was just bad weather and very cold, and not that many people turned out to the shows either. So,
but we met lots of cool other bands,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and the promoter is cool. So
yeah, it was very good setup tour still, but yeah.
Dude, that sucks. It just splits on the.
But I think all in all, we've had a quite good level. Like we haven't really had that many bad shows.
no, I mean, we try to have fun at least.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, the mentality is try to keep it positive and like have fun, and even if it's like one person, you'll play for that person and like make sure the people that came to the show have a good experience and like they remember. Like you'll try and have you become their favorite band at least, and that's something.
for the night.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
So
So do you have any plans to tour like in the near future, or?
Yes.
yeah, we go to a hardcore festival in Gothenburg in a week. And then we are going down to Germany, Czech Republic, France, Holland, Denmark. Playing 2 weeks in August. We're playing Brutal Assault Festival, which is an amazing festival in Czech Republic.
So you're doing a
then-
big festival tour thing then?
Yeah, it's sort of centered around that festival, and then we're touring with Frontierer, or I
Ooh.
don't know how you say. Is it
Oh yeah, that's
Frontierer?
it. Frontier, yeah.
Yeah. We're playing maybe 5 shows with them.
Dude,
And
that's gonna be
then-
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are amazing, so it's gonna be nice. And us two are opening for like Suffocation, which is
Okay. That's gonna be a
That's
wild
me.
show, dude.
yeah, but it's such an odd.
Oh no, it is odd. It is odd, but that's
Yeah.
gonna be fucking sick.
We're gonna be like 2 goofball bands, and then there's gonna be like a classic death metal band. So it's gonna be fun the 2 weeks, I feel.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Any plans to like come to the US or?
No plans, but we would love to,
Yeah.
to come back.
Yeah, we love like United States is amazing to tour. Yeah, so many good cities. it's so to us, you need visas. You should have visas if you're supposed to tour United States. I don't think many bands get them and go as tourists. But if it's kind of, if you get caught doing that, then you get banned from ever coming back for
5 years.
5 years or so. So last time we had proper visas, and that made us plan the tour much better, and we could go 2 times. But it's so expensive and it takes forever to apply.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's expensive as hell.
Yeah. So we'll see in what capacity we do it. We've discussed Canada, because Canada, you don't need visas. If you're touring for a month, you can just go to Canada. So we might focus on that. But we'll see. It really happens, and if depends on how we want to do the next album, and then like how well proceeded it will be, might affect us coming to United States, I would say. So
let's wrap this up with your album of the year so far.
For me, I think Seabiscuit is like a great friend of mine. He always make fantastic art, and he released an EP I think around the same time as our EP, and it's a really good EP.
So it's called Seabiscuit. It'd be like the name
Seabiscuit.
of it?
See what the album is called. The artist name is Seabiscuit.
Great.
It's like, if you're into, like, I think his biggest influences are maybe bands like Tame Impala or Tortoise or Boards of Canada.
Okay.
A self-titled album, I think.
No, it's They Learn to Fear the Name Seabiscuit.
Okay.
That's a great release. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like the name. That's tight. What about you, Max?
I thought on it, like 2022 is kind of hard since the year hasn't ended yet. But if I'm sticking to like 2022, it's actually Rosalia. I don't know if
I'm not familiar.
Spanish pop. So.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. I wasn't expecting that one. Interesting.
No, she's like she mixes in flamenco into her pop music, and she sings really good. So it's quite cool, actually. I love their previous album as well, and she released an album this year, and it's definitely the most album I've played this year. So Rosalia.
Alrighty. Well, is there anything else you guys want to say before we get on out?
Thanks for having us, I guess.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it was awesome talking to y'all.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for some innovative math grind, you need to check out.
You can do it.
Say it one more time.
Obeveklig.
Obeveklig.
Yes.
Huh? Alright. The new EP from Godmother was dropped back in May. You're on Facebook, Bandcamp, Instagram, YouTube, and all the streaming platforms. Is there any other kind of like social media stuff we need to shout out?
Our Bandcamp has merch.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to talk about merch. Yeah, you got shirts, vinyls, and tote bags over at Godmother's Verige?
Yeah, it's. I guess you registered it in 2012 or something.
Sverige. It's like Sweden in Swedish.
Yeah. Just Google Godmother Bandcamp and you'll find it.
Yeah.
We can't change it unless we pay for Bandcamp Pro, so we're stuck with it.
Alrighty. But yeah, a lot of European bands seem to do the tote bag thing. So those sell really well for you guys then?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I use it all the time myself.
That's sick. I need to look into those.
Yeah.
It's not like a common merch item like over here in America, so it's really interesting. But anyway, yeah, you guys are on Facebook, Bandcamp, Instagram, YouTube, all streaming platforms. As for me, drop my channel follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to before they hit YouTube and other streaming platforms, as well as get some exclusive emotes. You can also sub for free by attaching Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube folks, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, click the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. My album, Boomers, Zoomers, Desperate Coomers, is out now. My next guest is Mouthful of Locusts, who dropped their debut album last Friday. Join us this Wednesday the 29th at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
Hell yeah, and thank you guys for watching and listening.